Hello everybody and welcome back to Guys on Gaffr. And yeah, we are back. We recorded in the last international break. It seems like the international breaks are good markers for us to record when we've got a bit more time on our hands. Unfortunately, David cannot be with us this evening, but Abhishek is here. In the Super League pod, I asked how you were. As we are in the second pod of the day, can you give me the very brief 20-second version of how you're doing for those who would otherwise be hearing a repeat?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. A bit under the weather due to all the climatic changes that is happening in this part of the world. As for football, I haven't watched any international games. I was watching different brand of sports in terms of watched a bit of golf, watched a bit of tennis, watched a bit of cricket, test matches. Apart from that, doing fine. And hopefully, my batteries are refreshed, recharged, and hopefully we can have till the next international break have a decent enough fantasy returns. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Much the same. Switching off from football in the international break is always nice, but always happy for it to be back when it returns. So I don't mind the international breaks so much these days. I used to hate them, but now I don't mind them too much because there's just so much football on outside of that. Not watched any Nations League whatsoever, and yeah, doing well. Not so well in Gaffr, and I guess we'll get onto that, shall we? And get onto how our teams did in the last game week, which was game week 9. Abhishek, let's talk about yours. Now, on Friday night, things were not looking so good for you, but by the end of the early Saturday kickoffs, a bit of Gaffr history was made, and you were looking quite good. Tell all.
Yeah, I think I was not presently. I was not watching any football. I was, I think, presently out with my friends and families. I think we're having a get together of sorts. So I did not see you. I heard the notification go off on my phone crazily because I have that one pinged on me because of the Jeeper Keeper issues. And when the Sunderland game happened and it did not do anything, I was disappointed. But then it sounded pretty much. So at about after the game ended, I came online and say first checked up the scores and say Oxford has drew with who did they drew with
Portsmouth.
They drew with Portsmouth. Okay, then I'm checking goalkeeper stats. I'm seeing penalty save. Hold on. What? Penalty save? Then I'm saying, yeah, it happened pretty much earlier in the game. And the first 10 to 15 minutes, it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, then I saw your notification, and then I saw everyone's tags and say, oh, hold on a minute, I was on Keeper. So finally, that Croatia goalkeeper who was that 50-point goalkeeper.
Livakovic,
game finally happened. Thanks to Jason.
Did he have a penalty save in that game, or was it just because it went to extra time and he's got many saves? I can't remember.
Yeah, there was no penalty saves, but it was save points. He was getting all those save points, the saves that he was making. That's why. Plus the clean sheets he kept. So all those things. But this was the first on a Jeeper Keeper. Getting a penalty save, and finally it worked wonders. I mean,
I was so excited. Like, I've been waiting for that. Obviously, I didn't play Jeepers Keepers. I played it in the midweek before, and it was a disaster. But I've been waiting to see this happen. Like, someone play Jeepers Keepers and get a penalty save. 48 points. 48 points from an Oxford goalkeeper, and that is why I love this boost. It's like, that's why it's my favourite, because an Oxford United goalkeeper can get 48 points. Like, that's so ridiculous.
I score close to 100 points, and one player contributing
half
most of the points.
Half of your
points. Most of the points. The rest you could see
a sub goalkeeper.
Whatever. Yeah. If I had any, the options were Patterson, Johansson, Cooper, Cummings, and O'Leary. These are the 5 options who were decent enough for Jeeper Keepers, both in terms of fixtures and in terms of save potentiality. So Patterson, I was hoping Sunderland against who did Sunderland played against?
Leeds. No.
Leeds. I mean,
Yeah, Leeds.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Leeds.
Leeds.
And he got, I mean, 1 point
The
against Leeds is very unlucky.
Yeah,
Very
I
unlucky
mean
indeed.
Leeds. Yeah, I mean he didn't have to do much apart from getting his clean sheet wiped out in both the halves. He didn't do anything.
No saves. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
nothing. I mean, Leeds did not threaten him at all. He did not do anything. Sunderland was bossing the game. Apart from Sunderland not scoring that many goals with the chances that they created, but Leeds wiping his clean sheet out. That's why he scored 1 point. So, in a nutshell, my Jeeper keeper, two keepers scored me 49 points out of the 99 points that you are seeing. Out of the 95 points, because I took a hit, so 95 points, 49 points were contributed by two keepers. Out of that, 148 points were contributed by one keeper alone. So, apart from that, the trio of West Brom players scored me 6 and 10 points. 5 points, doubling up to 10 points. Maja was my captain. Sargent scored me 7 points for a vice captaincy. Signs. Wish I should have gotten signs. My other move was going to be Dembele to signs, but I did not do it in the end. I thought, hold on, let's focus on the cheaper keeper boost first, then we will talk about. But if I have gotten signs, then I should have gotten a much more points because he's again scored 20 plus points. Uh, so he should be on the priority list for everyone in playing Gaffr. I think in the next with the fixture starting up for Norwich, he is a decent option. Perez got me 9 points. Firpo got me a lucky 5 points due thanks to Burrow's benching and not coming on. Firpo, I benched Firpo. He was on the second place on my bench. When he scored the goal, I thought, "Oh no, what have I done?" And then I see Sheffield United Burrows did not play the game at all. He was benched, so happy, got lucky there. The midfield trio of Dembele, Hamer, and Mundell got me 5 points. Expected a bit more from them, especially with the fixtures around and the form of Mundell against Leeds. Leeds backline not very, but he couldn't do it. Dembele, frustratingly, I have persisted with Dembele for far too long. He will be going out this, by next week. Where for, as I mentioned, signs. We will talk about it much more. Harris got me 2 points. Oxford. I mean, I'm happy with my Oxford duo. They are providing me enough points as of right now. And so that gives me 99 minus 4, that's 95 points. With the help of Cummings 48 pointer, I got a game week rank of 30, so that gives me a rise. Green arrow, I'm on the rise. It's a much better start as in Gaffr this time around than last season. Overall, I am 264th. So yeah, that's me.
Yes, solid enough, yeah. Right. So, rant time. My Gaffr season has been nothing short of a disaster. It all started, and to be honest, it all goes back to one decision that I made in Paris when I was at the Paralympics, outside the Stade de France, when I saw that Latte Lath was going to be left out of the starting 11 against Cardiff on the day after transfer deadline day.
Deadline day, yeah.
I had two options. I could buy Josh Maja, or I could buy Elijah Adebayo. And I chose Elijah Adebayo. Since then, he was in my team through to game week 8. 0 returns. Maja, smashing it. Now, then in game week 7, I thought, right, okay, time to play away days. Part of the reason why I bought Adebayo was for the Plymouth away fixture in game week 7 on away days. 1 point from Adebayo in game week 7 on away days. because I bought Adebayo and not Madger, I then had to decide, do I sell one of my other strikers for the best striker in the league, Josh Madger? Do I sell Sargent or do I sell Moore? I decided, yes, I should buy Madger. Who should I sell? I sold Sargent and not Moore, even though Sargent has better assist potential, and hence, as we saw in the game week, 2 assists for Josh Sargent. Another 20 points down the drain. So, that's maybe 40, 50 points down the drain based off of two decisions. So that's game week 7. So my game week 7 away days was not a complete disaster. I got 98 points, but it was also still underwhelming, and I could have done with those 20 points, extra 20 points from Sargent. Game week 8. Let's play Jeepers Keepers. Let's do it. There's some really tough fixtures for some of the worst sides in the league. So Plymouth had Burnley away. Grimshaw wasn't good, but it wasn't total disaster. 12 points on the bench, 8 points from the boost itself. So they lost 1-0. I think that was a half clean sheet and 2 saves. Not great, but it is what it is.
That's a reasonable return, I think. Yeah.
Derby keeper against Sunderland away. 1 save in a 2-0 defeat. 4 points. Disaster. I then played 2 of my boosts. Red Owl and Jeepers Keepers down to 868. Not good. So in game week 9, I played my 3rd boost in 3 weeks and pretty much rage overhauled. Brought back Sargent, of course. Got rid of Adebayo. And then in game week 9, I got more attacking returns, or I think just as many attacking returns for my captain as I had all season long, as I captained sides. And had a decent game week. Got 80 points, and I went up to 621. And my overhaul is a bit rogue, as you can see, particularly the midfield. I mean, the defence is very template. Bogle, Doughty, Perez, Burrows, Elder. Keeper combination, both the stand-up 4.5s, Cooper and Pears, but the midfield is where it's at. Signs, Azaz, Aronson, Twine, Watmore on the bench, who I'll be starting this week. And a front 3 of Madger, Sargent and Hadji Wright. I have no hopes for this season now at all. Even though it's only game week 9, we're literally not even 20% of the way through the season yet. But actually, we are 20% through the way through the season. No, we're not. So, things could turn around. But I've played all 3 boosts, and I just feel like I've thrown about 60 points away or something. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep playing. But I'm going to be going quite rogue and differential, I think, and just see what happens. But I have no expectations now.
Yeah, I think till 15, you need at least to touch that 400 rank threshold if you're going to elevate yourself, because you are now on the 600 place. So if by game week 15 you're gonna get 400 place, then you have 6 bites of the cherry. 3 bites you have lost it, okay, and you finished after game week first part of the boost segment, you finish 400. Still there's time, you can catch up. But if these next 5 weeks go down the drain like your last 3 weeks, then it will be hard to come back.
Yeah, just misjudged a lot of things this season so far, to be honest. So it's not been good, but that's fantasy football, isn't it? That's what happens. So
Luton not playing well hasn't helped at all.
No.
Not all decisions are on yourself, but certain teams we have higher expectations. But as of right now, they haven't been able to play like that. Hopefully it will improve, and hopefully you will get the desired returns in the next 6 game weeks to come. A
big part of my justification for Luton as well as the fixtures was when I bought him, he'd missed 7 big chances, and rather than interpreting that as a guy who's lacking in confidence, I interpreted that as surely the goals are going to come soon. Not to be. Lacking in confidence, very much so. Still without a goal. Let's just touch on David's team. 69 points this week, which is solid enough. He had his triple West Brom with Hegem, Fellows and Madger chipping away with a few points, but not loads. Chipping away a bit. Jackson, rogue pick, Caden Jackson for Derby, 9-pointer, very good. Nonto 14, Sargent 5 doubled up to 10, Perez 9, Dembele, Hamer, Doughty, pairs, all blanks. And David's having a very good start to the season. He's 94th. He's played all 3 boosts, but he's 94th, so he's doing very well. Very solid stuff there. Right, what team should we talk about then first, as we move past that segment? Norwich?
Yeah, I think they started to play the way the manager envisioned at the start of the season. They slowly and steadily have bought into the thoughts of the manager, and they're playing free-flowing football. They're scoring goals, decent enough goals, and those goals are coming from different parts of the pitch: midfield, forward, defenders. Callum Doyle was having a decent enough last 2 game weeks, I think, in terms of points. He's scoring goals, he's assisting goals. He was balling there, especially in the last 2 games for Norwich. So I think we might have to look forward from Luton to Norwich now, if their form run continues, because we have invested quite a lot on the likes of Doughty, Kaminsky, Adebayo, Morris. So these are premium assets. So if we want to have like for like replacement, and then I think Sargent, Sainz, Doyle might be future options if the form of Norwich continues. Plus, they have the decent run of fixtures, especially in the next 7. They only face Middlesbrough at home in the next 7. Although they have away games more than home games, but they play away to Stoke, Preston, Cardiff, Sheffield Wednesday. Then they have Bristol City at home. West Brom and Middlesbrough sandwiched between these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Next 7 games only they have Middlesbrough at home and West Bromwich Albion away. Those are the tough games. Apart from that, they have Stoke, Preston, Cardiff, Wednesday all away, Bristol at home. Then they have Plymouth at home, Luton at home, and QPR away to round off until game week 19. So they have a decent run of fixtures we can target. Especially Sainz and Sargent should be the top of the list, especially the top of the transfer lists for every Gaffr manager as of right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting one that they've got 4 out of the next 5 away, because they have been very inconsistent away from home. I don't think I'd necessarily let that put you off, though. Like you say, the goals that they're scoring, it's been 11 in the last 4 games. It's a lot. I guess I think the learning is, like, Sainz started the season well when we recorded in the last international break, but at that point it's like we didn't really have enough data to tell whether it was flash in the pan stuff, whether it's sustainable. I think we can say quite definitively now that him and Sargent are the 2 main guys, and Sainz is now a cracking option. 7 goals and 2 assists is insane.
I mean, probably you can say that Norwich has finally found their Poke Buendia that we had a couple of 3, 4 seasons earlier.
Yeah, like
they finally find that midfield. They finally find that midfield striker combination. Touch wood, it continues for everyone's sake. So, yeah.
I think that the challenge was always going to be losing Rowe and Sarah in the summer. Like, I think a lot of us thought they might struggle to score goals. They seem to have found a solution the last few games. They're looking really good. Let's see, what next? Sheffield United would be top of the table if it wasn't for their 2 points deduction. They've only conceded 3 goals all season. But they're quite a tough team outside of the defence. Do we think at the moment, really, Cooper and a defender, a double up is pretty necessary? Basically, Burrows and Cooper are like essential.
Yeah, I think with the amount of clean sheets that they're keeping, all the points are coming from their back. Nothing is coming from the front 7, apart from Hamer, who does his wonder tricks, or Raksai, likes of the young players. Raksai has a wonder of a game, or Bluster in the first game week, Brooks in the first game week. So nothing has come from Moore, nothing has come from O'Hare. Mm-hmm. So whoever has gone to those two instead of Hammer has suffered quite a bit. So I think all your points are on defense as of right now. Cooper, Burrows, Ahmedovich, these are your go-to guys. I think Sheffield United defensive double up should be, if you're on overall, those other two names should be at the top of the list, I think.
Burrows gets 4 bonus every game, it feels like. The only
Yeah.
caveat with this is the next 2 games for Sheffield United: Leeds away, Middlesbrough away, so they are tough. So if they might not necessarily be a bye this week, but they would be after those 2 fixtures.
But the problem is you will not get in much attacking returns.
No.
But Chris Wilder will shut up shop against those attacking talents. So at least half a clean sheet and a few bonus. Maybe if you get double half clean sheet, then that's golden. If you get double half clean sheet, then I can assure you Sheffield United lay defenders will get bonus points. Cooper will get bonus points if they hold Leeds and Middlesbrough to nil-nils.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least half a clean sheet you can expect from Sheffield United, and a few safe points from Cooper as well. And bonus, Burrows is the king of bonuses as of right now.
Yeah, Gus Hamer is still a fine asset, but he's not the top tier asset that I thought he'd be, I must say. The returns are dried up a little bit. 3 blanks in a row now. So, yeah, sellable. Not a definite sell, but sellable, particularly with the next 2 fixtures coming up. Yeah. West Brom, they were looking so good, and then they still do look good, but they've had a couple of iffy results. They lost to Sheffield Wednesday 3-2, quite surprisingly. They lost to Middlesbrough 1-0, and then they drew 0-0 with Millwall. Any concerns there, or do you think it's just a little blip?
No, I think Sheffield Wednesday. They lost Sheffield Wednesday at Sheffield Wednesday's home. Sheffield Wednesday at home is always a difficult proposition. So, and they have a last-minute goal, which lapse of concentration. I think Corbehan will rile them up again decent enough. They will be decent. They will be good, especially in the next 3 fixtures. They face Oxford, Blackburn, and Cardiff. So these are really point-scoring fixtures, especially for their attacking talents, like Fellows, Maja. They will be from 13 onwards, still 17. They face Luton away from home, Burnley at home, Hull away from home, Norwich at home, Sunderland away from home. So if you are going to target West Brom, next 3 fixtures are your optimum fixtures to target them, because from 13 to 17 you will start to either bench them or sell them. So probably if you're looking to if you still haven't owned any West Brom assets, because West Brom, majority of our Gaffr managers have owned at least 2 or 3 players from them right now. So if you haven't yet owned West Brom asset, I think the next 3 fixtures are the ideal time to own them because from 13 onwards the run gets tougher until 17. So yeah, I think as of the next 3 fixtures, I think West Brom assets is a necessity if you are on overall, or if you are on free transfers. I think at least one of Maja or Fellow should be in your team, if not both. West Brom defense, maybe you can look away from, because you have much decent enough defenders at a lesser price point. But the likes of Fellow and Maja should be in your squad with the next 3 fixtures coming up.
Yeah, Fellows I'm cooling on a little bit, just because of the lack of goal threat. He's still, again, he's another one, he's still fine. Still a good asset, but a bit like Hamer, it's not like he's essential, and it is that lack of goal threat. He's had quite a lot of shots, but they seem to mostly be quite low quality shots in terms of kind of low XG chances, things like that. So really it's the assists where he's doing well, and the bonus, of course, with the key passes and successful dribbles. So he's still fine, but and he also is getting subbed off every single game at the moment, which is a bit
of an issue of late.
So
yeah, that's a bit of an issue of late. His minutes are taking a hit.
Yeah, but you're probably not selling ahead of Oxford, Blackburn, Cardiff, are you?
Yeah, no.
So yeah. So that's West Brom. Do we owe Wayne Rooney an apology? Plymouth
Yeah,
have done well.
yeah. I think I owe a ton of. I mean, as far he's still not a capable manager, but he has started to perform considerably well than he was last time around. So kudos to him. Props should be given to him that yeah he has turned around a young team who's gel together, who is a closed knit group who will fight for each other, and they're getting the results. They're getting important results. They're beating decent teams
Mm.
that are really good in terms of attacking talent than these teams. So yeah, I think this prediction that we had that Plymouth will get relegated, it's not looking that much. I mean, they have a team that can survive. So yeah,
Yeah,
that we can say that.
in their last 5 games, they've had a really tough run of fixtures. They've played Sunderland, West Brom, Luton, Burnley, and Blackburn, who have Blackburn themselves have started the season pretty well, and they've come out of that with 3 wins. Um, Very, very impressive stuff.
Mm,
Not conceding too many goals. Two
no,
against Sunderland, but a goal a game since against these top teams. Um, these wins are home wins. So, clearly there's a big difference between home and away form here, but they're not getting wiped off the pitch away from home either. They're tight 1-0 defeats. So
yeah,
I think we need to revise our target Plymouth mindset. Maybe many people have already for a little while, but it's bitten me a couple of times thinking target Plymouth.
yeah. I mean, we have seen last time around that home games are crucial at championship level.
Mm.
If you perform or if you get your wins in home, you generally tend to survive because Sheffield Wednesday has shown us that because they had more home wins than they had the away wins, and they survived. Some luck is needed, granted, but at least the home games, the home support, you have the 12th man. You need to win those games. Later, whichever team it comes at your home, you should win those games. At least try to win those games at home, which we didn't look from Plymouth last time around, especially
Mm.
after Schumacher went. So, which is a good thing that Rooney has started to instill that, yeah, we should make our home stadium a fortress of sort. We should not we should not go down easily. That's why you can get to see those slender 1-0 wins for the away teams who are coming from for again who are coming right at their home stadium. So yeah, I think it's Rooney has done a commendable job as of right now. It's sustainability,
Mm.
how he sustains when the games are coming thick and fast. It was only one midweek game. It's just the start of a midweek game that happened before the international break. More midweek games will come. How he rotates his squads, how his squads fitness levels are, it remains to be seen. But they have a team, they can survive as of right now, which was looking very bleak at the start of the season.
Yeah, for sure. And from a Gaffr point of view, it's not loads to say. I guess Whittaker's just less talismanic this year. Only 2 goals, so has ended up not being an option. My favourite preseason
Hardy
bandwagon.
is becoming.
I was just gonna say my
Yeah, go
favourite
on.
preseason bandwagon. Sissoko has 3 goals and 1 assist and seems to be the standout.
Finally, he started. He's becoming. He's returning points in the last 2 games. So
Mm.
hopefully he can be an option for future.
Maybe he will be. Where to next? Burnley are weird. They're third on 18 points. They only had 1 defeat all season, I think. I'm just having a look
They're not
now.
scoring. They're not prolific enough. I mean, from the first 2 games, they scored what 7 to 8 goals in the first 2 games. Since then, the goals have dried up.
Couple of nil-nil draws
Uh,
in there. Oxford United and Preston. They
yes,
shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, if so, mm, they are, as you said, rightly mentioned, they're a weird team. Especially, I mean, they have the clean sheets. I mean, Pires seems to be their most attacking defender. I mean, so he's a decent option. But as for the rest, apart from Felicio, I don't know whom to trust. So I need to see much more prolificness than we seen in the first two games. So hopefully,
Nine of their 14 goals came in those first two games.
yeah,
So 5 goals in 7 games since then is nothing.
it's not looking good. So yeah, I think it's a wait and watch for me. I think for Burnley as well.
Yeah, yeah. I ended up buying Anthony, and that didn't go well at all. It's one of those trying to get ahead of the game. It didn't really work well at all. Foster hasn't really done much. 1 goal, 1 assist. Brownhill seems to be the one doing the business, really. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even though yeah he's on penalties as well, so he can be a decent option if you are not looking to stretch your money. If you're looking to stretch till 7 million, I think Brownhill 6.5 to 7 million. I think Brownhill is fine. He seems like a decent championship Gaffr player, so he will be taking along like Swift did for Reading and all those years back. So and also when Burnley were here last year under Vincent Company, Brownhill was taking along nicely. So yeah, I think that's he should be. We should he should be fine. As for apart from him, I think Pires is the main option, and you may want to take a look at Colatio if you are looking for attacking.
yeah,
He looks like the most attacking out of all the Burnley attackers that they have right now.
yeah, for sure. Sunderland still top the table, although they've had a bit of a mixed bag in terms of results the last 5 losses to Plymouth and Watford, amongst a good win against Middlesbrough, beating Derby, and also a crazy draw against Leeds. Did you see that Meslier error?
Yeah,
Very funny. But it's a bit of a weird team for Gaffr as well. I guess Mundell at 5.5 is one of probably the standout budget midfielder. Mayenda, since we last recorded, Mayenda hasn't been in the team, and Isidor's been starting.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think
yeah,
Mayenda is injured probably. I think so. Yeah, he's gone off the ball. I think Mandel is the only option apart from Patterson and the two defenders, Hume and whatever the other guy's name was. Apart
Sirkin,
from
yeah.
him, yeah, apart
No,
from
nine.
those two, Patterson and Mandel are the only options as of right now.
Roberts is starting to
Since
chip in with assists now, which is encouraging after having a very quiet season last season. In terms of bonus, he looks like he's okay. He's okay now, but another one of those that doesn't seem that explosive.
we have our first manager sacking as well.
Yes, remind
Bullut
me.
from Cardiff has
Yes, of course.
gone. I don't know Cardiff. We had a new manager there. I haven't checked anything. Need to check whether they had someone. But yeah, Cardiff. It's a weird one in terms of they. I mean, Cardiff has a decent. I mean, next to they play Plymouth and Portsmouth, both are at home. Before West Brom, Norwich, and Luton. I mean, NG. I've seen a lot of people still owning NG in the squads, so he might be an option. Maybe new manager bounce. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. They've been really poor. They've been really, really poor. We'll see if a new
Yeah.
manager can turn it around. I don't think they've made an appointment yet. Leeds. Now, they're interesting because I think they are starting to hit some form. They should have beaten Sunderland before the international break. And you think they'd be very relevant for Gaffr, but I'm just having a look at their data, and the returns seem very, very spread around. And even the expected numbers, like Pirot's got the highest number of expected goals, 2.3, but he's not really nailed. Pascal Strike is next because of penalties. Then it's Aronson, 2.1. Joseph, 1.9. Nonto, 1.8. Ramazani, 1.7. So it's one of those where they've clearly got good options, and I think it's fine going for Leeds attackers. It's just whether you hit the right one is quite uncertain, I would say.
Yeah, I think with James being injured, I think Fark has settled with Ramazani and Noto on his two wide players,
Mm.
with Aronson at the 10 and Peru up top, rotating with Joseph. When Daniel James comes back, it will be interesting to see what the situation remains to be seen. What's what's the attacking situation then? Who drops out? Who gets ahead? What happens? So I'm waiting for Daniel James to get fit. Then I can trust Leeds attacking assets because I still don't know who will start, what sort of. As of right now, it's Ramazani and Noto on the wings. On the 10, I think he's Aronson or Piro, whoever plays, and Joseph or Piro, whoever is at the top of the in the center
Yeah.
forward position.
Aronson
So I
seems to
think
be the best for minutes. He's had 90s since he started coming into the team. He's basically had 90s most games. He's only a couple of times he's been subbed off. So since he's come into the team, so he seems to be good, best for minutes. But he's got good underlying data, but only 1 goal and 1 assist. Whereas Nonto's obviously been a bit more
yeah,
explosive and done a bit better.
yeah. So in terms of if you're looking at a Leeds asset, I think Forpo, Bogle, and Nonto. These are the three options that you're looking currently. Don't look at the rest because you need to have fit players. Once Daniel James comes to the side, then we can properly say, yes, okay, these are the 5 options. You can look at 5 or 6 options that are there. You can look at any 2 of them, or 1 of them, or 3 of them. But as of right now, I think Firpo and Bogle, because of their attacking threat and their defensive threat, if they get half clean sheet, then they will score 10 points along with their attacking threats. So apart for those reasons, Firpo and Bogle seems like the best options, and Willie is already there in terms of midfield options.
The defence seems very template at the moment. Of all the positions, it seems the most template of all. In that it's like you probably want 4 quite big defenders at the moment: Doughty, Perez, Burrows, and a Leeds defender. Don't sleep on double Leeds defence though. I think Doughty to Firpo or Bogle. Like I've got Bogle. I'm quite interested in doing Doughty to Firpo to have the double up because after the Sheffield United game they've got a very good run of fixtures: Watford, Bristol City, Plymouth, Millwall, QPR, Swansea. So, and then Luton, which isn't even a bad fixture these days. So, yeah. And on that note, Luton, is Rob Edwards near the sack? Are they going to turn it around? Because they had a slight revival. They got a couple of wins on the board, but then they followed it up with 3 poor results before the international break in that week.
I think Rob Edwards have enough in the bank, so he will not get the sack. But it's something weird is going on. They aren't clicking what we have hoped they will be look like. I mean, it's the same players, but they don't have what say. They don't have a plan. I mean,
Yeah.
this
Defensively shambolic, aren't they, as well, really?
yeah. I mean, these are the players that play in the championship. Then they play together in the Premier League. Much hasn't changed apart from Barkley and Ogbene going. Much hasn't been changed. They have hold on to their team that got them promoted, that got they got relegated. Yeah, but they put up a fight for the relegation battle. What I don't think so. I think they need to have a better plan so that they can have a much more clear path. That okay, first 8 games have gone. First 9 games have gone. Let's take game by game. Let's see what the other team is offering to us. Then we can have. So they need to dig out some results sooner rather than later. Otherwise, they will fall way behind.
I'm really not sure what's going to happen with Luton. I feel like, in theory, they should be too good to be down there. But maybe I'm overrating their squad. They've always been a team where they've overperformed in terms of the managers just getting more out of the players than what they are on paper. The kind of whole being greater than the sum of their parts. Um, has there have they lost their touch? Has Rob Edwards kind of lost that a little bit with this current crop of players? And does that mean maybe they will be a mid-table team and not push for the top 6? I mean, I can't believe I predicted them to finish top of the league. Stinking prediction. That could be the one. That there's always going to be a couple in the championship every season where you're like well over 10. You're like over 10 places out. Maybe Luton's going to be that one for me this year. They've been very, very poor. I have two other little bits to mention, and then I'll ask if you've got any more. Duncan Watmore. When he started at the start, he was, I was sceptical whether he would continue on. But in the last few games, he has still performed quite well. Should he be an option now?
I mean, in terms of the fixtures, Millwall has a mixed bag. Apart from 13, 14, 15, where they face Burnley, Leeds, and Stoke away. Then Sunderland in 16. They have Derby, Plymouth, and Swansea in the next 3. He can be a good option. Millwall has started to perform slightly better than the start of the season. So, yeah, he can be a nice differential because he is not highly owned. And if you are not fixated on, if you're not sure on getting, let's say, a Leeds attacker or a Middlesbrough attacker, you don't likes of Azaz, and you are having a dilemma about it, then I think Watmore can be, for the next 3 games, I think he can be a really nice differential, certainly to gain rank, because what we fear that whether he's a flash in a pan or his returns has continued throughout the 9 games. He has been getting those returns. I think probably he missed 1 or 2, but he has been returning. So, yeah, I think he has taken up the Fleming position, I think, in terms of talismanic nature, especially at the start of the season or up until now. So, yeah, I think he is becoming slowly an important option and might have to own sooner rather than later.
It's going to be an interesting one with those games. I guess it's like you're probably not going to buy after these next 3 games, but maybe these next few games could be quite lucrative. I've got him in my team. I don't think he'll explode, but I think he might have a chance of getting something.
I mean, price. How much is he price wise?
6.1, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you that much. Being a 4th or 5th midfielder, spending 6 million, get the odd benching from him, get 2 odd returns from him. That's nice, I think.
Yeah. One other thing to mention is Swansea defensively on the surface are very, very good. They've only conceded 6 goals in 9 games. But I'm just looking at that and thinking, why? They are actually 5th in the league for XG conceded. 5th worst for XG conceded. So they are overperforming massively. Only Stoke, Watford, Portsmouth and Plymouth have conceded more XG against them. Like, is this the keeper? Is Vigoro being just incredible?
Yeah.
What's his goals prevented? I'm just having a look.
I think he's becoming, whether it's saves, he's keeping Swansea in the game every now and then with his saves. So, yeah, I think purely if Swansea can have an attacking return, I mean, if the forwards are scoring goals, then I think Swansea should have been up there. They're in thereabouts.
Yeah.
As of right now.
I think they might have been a bit lucky, and it might not be all Vigoro. I'm just trying to get his actual goals prevented numbers up. It's taking me a moment, but I'll get there in just a sec. I guess you could make him a good keeper's option if he is making lots of saves, but he is. Come on, load. Post shot XG plus or minus. Yeah, I guess goals prevented of 6. So he's doing well. He's doing really, really well. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that I may have missed? I think I've exhausted my list of little topics as we go around the championship. Anything else?
No, I think we've covered most of it. I think Watford is the one to keep an eye on because they have been. I mean, they next face Luton and Leeds in the next two games. They have been one of the teams that has slowly gone under the radar a bit, along with Blackburn, I think. So sooner rather than later, we need to take a look at them seriously. Uh, but they have sporadic returns across the players. Not one player has gone away with it in terms of returns. They have healthy returns throughout the team. So yeah, these are the two teams that on my eye have slowly gone on under the radar. Eustace and Cleverly has done a decent job so far. So hopefully these two teams will come up more in the conversation by the time we record in the next international break.
Yes. Cool. Should we do our one question?
Yeah, let's go. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. So a good friend of the pod, Gaffr underscore hoops, have asked, what are your thoughts on good weeks and keepers to play cheaper keeper? That's the first question. Second question, also, who would you consider the best candidates for captain and vice captain this week? Cheers, Jin. So let's answer the first part of the question. What are your thoughts on good weeks and keepers to play cheaper keepers? Okay.
After my game week 8 debacle, I don't even know anymore. Well, I mean, obviously you're looking for a combination of a keeper that makes a lot of saves and playing against a team that has a lot of shots on target. So that's the kind of basics. In terms of what the stats actually say, I'm not actually sure how things are looking right now, so I'm just having a quick look. But if you have any thoughts, do chime in.
Yeah, I think if you own peers, Blackburn has a decent. I mean, in terms of cheaper keeper options, they play West Brom in 11, Watford in 12, Sheffield United in 13, and so 11, 12, 13. If you own peers, you can look forward to play cheaper keepers in one of those said game weeks because you're gonna get some save points. If you own the if you own any I mean, if you own Sheffield United keeper, then they face Leeds. So if you own Sheffield United keeper and the combination of Sheffield United and Oxford United, let's say you own Cooper and Cummings, then I think game week 10, the upcoming game week, should be your best bet for cheaper keepers because Oxford United face West Bromwich Albion and Sheffield United face Leeds. Arguably the best week to play if you own the duo of Cooper and Cummings. Apart from that, I don't think there is another week that you could play. Maybe.
Well, yeah,
11.
I guess what I'll say is that the top 5 sort of keepers for saves are all very similar. Pandor at Hull, Johansson at Stoke, Vigouroux at Swansea, Norris at Portsmouth, Kaminsky at Luton. So, I mean, it depends if you want to make 2 transfers because you might not have any of them. But for me, it's just pick a week where they've got 2 fixtures. 2 of them have got 2 fixtures. So I'm trying to have a think here. But like in 15, Hull have got West Brom, and they are conceding a lot of shots with their new style of play and with their new manager. So you could go for that alongside. Don't know. Actually, the Swansea have Burnley away, so maybe 15 there. Johansson, they've got Sheffield United away in 12, so maybe you could pair him with Cummings against Sunderland away, or Kaminsky against Coventry away, or there's loads of options for cheapest keepers. It's quite random, obviously, but
yeah,
there's loads.
If you own a Blackburn keeper, then I think 11 can be an option as well because Sheffield United play Middlesbrough and Blackburn play West Brom. So if you have the duo of Piers and Cooper, then 11 can be an option as well. So It really depends on whatever goalkeeper duo you currently own and you're looking to own. How much you can spend in terms of both the goalkeeping positions,
Mm,
because I think majority of our Gaffr managers either own Cooper or Cummings by now,
yeah.
or peers. So these three should be popular picks in terms of within the GAFM community. So if you own the current, see whatever your next goalkeeper duo has, and whatever your present goalkeeper duo has in terms of fixture wise, and play the cheaper keeper boost.
Mm. In terms of his captaincy question, look, I'm not the person to ask because I have not done well on captaincy so far. But the standouts for me, Maja away to Oxford United, and Sargent and Signs away to Stoke. Stoke is still conceding a lot of
Yep.
chances, so they're both good shouts, I reckon. Any others?
No, I think I was going to suggest those two options as well. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
fair, cool. Well, let's have a look at how we are set up going into this game week. David's has come up first. He's got triple. No, he hasn't. Two leads against Sheffield United. So that would be. I mean, they're still fine to start. And yeah, I imagine he'll start Hegem. Hegem's on his bench at the moment, but I imagine he'll start Hegem alongside Fellows and Maja. And his team looks very solid. That looks almost rollable to me. He's still got Torp, of course. What am I going to do? Goodness knows. I've not really thought about it. I guess I'd probably roll, to be honest. I don't really see any moves that need making at the moment. I've only just overhauled, so unless there's any injury issues, I think I'm happy to roll. We'll be moving to a 4 at the back very soon. I've got the 4 big defenders in. It's just because there have been tough fixtures for a couple of them that I've been benching. Like I bench Burrows last game week, and I'll be benching him again, I think, against Leeds. I'll soon be transitioning to 4 at the back. What about you?
Yeah, I think my move would be Dembele to Science. That's the one move. I have one free transfers. That's the one move I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my captaincy armband on Science as well, Vice on Macha as well. So yeah, I think as you mentioned, sooner rather than later, we need to move to back 4, because I have 5 premium defenders, 2 of them sitting on the bench. Fopo and Doughty is sitting on the bench, but purely because of the fixtures. So yeah, I think it's time to at least nail on the back 4, or at least back 3 defenders, depending on the fixtures, and invest the money on the midfield and the forward options. Looking forward, because we need to because I need to target the fixtures before the next set of boosts arise. I have played all my boosts, so it's damage limitation time. So need to have these couple of differential picks on my squad so that it can elevate or at least stay where I am, because lots of people still have 2 boosts yet to play. Minimum 1, maximum 2 boosts yet to play. So 5 game weeks are critically crucial for those people who have no boosts. So it's damage limitation time. So hopefully I'm not going to hold premium defenders anymore. Need the money to upgrade elsewhere, probably midfield and forward options. So yeah, that will be my move. As of right now, I think in terms of team, Patterson in goal, Hagem, Burrows, Perez are my 3 defenders. My 5 midfielders are Fellows, Ohashi, Hamer, and Mundell, and Science will be the other one. The forwards are Marja and Sargent. Bench, Cummins, Harris, Foucault, and Doughty are on my bench.
Actually, I quite
Yeah,
like that
that's
you've benched Verpo and started Burrows. I might make the switch between Bogle and Burrows myself, actually.
yeah,
I can see Leeds conceding. But yeah.
yeah. So that's why. So these are this is my team for game week 10, unless I hear any injury news from Angus that I haven't heard of as of right now.
Fab. And that brings us to the end of the pod. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. Thursday Night Wars is ticking along. EFL Fantasy are winning at the moment, doing very well. And who's top of our mini league? Let's have a look. Top of our mini league at the moment is FPL Remain, with the very, very good team name. Philogene is not my lover. It's just a shame that Philogene is no longer in the championship. And he's overall rank number 2, which is outstanding stuff after the cheapest keepers with Cumming and Woodman. So very impressive stuff from him. And how many have we got in the top 10? We've also got overall rank 3, James Wood. FPL Trini is overall rank 5. And we've also got overall rank 7, FPL Marshy. And that's so our top 4 of our mini league are all in the top 10. So good job, guys. Keep it going. Hopefully one of you can take home the title when it comes to May. We shall see. But yeah, any final words?
No, I think just have a happy Halloween, because probably gonna record after the month of November, so the Halloween will go pass by that time. So yeah, have a happy Halloween.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, thanks for watching and listening, everyone. And yeah, we'll be back at some point. I can see it being the next international break at this point, but we shall see. And yeah, hope as we get back into fantasy football at the weekends that things go well. So it's goodbye from me.
Namaste from me.